We started our Senior Spotlight series because of the effects of the pandemic. Yes, it's altered everyone's life, but the shutdown and isolation hit seniors a little differently. And we've had the pleasure of meeting several young men and women who give us great reason to believe in this next generation, including Cydney Vaughn, for whom loss goes well beyond a season cut short or limited interaction with friends. A young lady who inspired well before COVID-19 gave us all a reason to reflect, an opportunity to view life differently.
On my dad's side of the family, I'd be the first generation to go to college. So that's what really motivated me, because I'm going to go to school and become a doctor.
Quite the motivation. And for anyone else, it would serve as the most inspirational source of encouragement. For Cydney Vaughn, though, there's an even greater purpose behind her goal.
My mom, she didn't get to finish college, so I'm going to the college that she didn't get to go to, which is Texas State, and I'm going to continue her legacy there, and I'm going to go ahead and get my doctor's degree because she's passed on now, so I've made that promise since she's passed on.
Candace Walker Vaughn died when Cydney was just 13 years old. Lingering effects from a bad car collision years earlier when the family lived in Houston eventually led to seizures, including one so severe it caused Candace to slip into a coma. Cyd, as she's also known, recalls a conversation with her mom, centered on tennis and education shortly after she awoke from that coma.
I want to go far in this. And I was like, if I don't get to go far in this, I'm going to go far in my academics. She was like, yes, do that. I'm so proud of you. So after that, I remember maybe like a month or two later, she went back into another seizure and we had to put her back into the breathing tube. And we finally just let her go because they said that she wasn't really breathing on her own. So that's what happened, basically.
5 years later, Candace is still very much a part of Cydney's day-to-day life.
What I think about every morning, anytime I think about Texas State, I'm thinking about her. And when I go there, I'm going to be thinking about her. So that's my motivation for sure.
It's motivation turned into action. A 4-year honor roll student at Clemens High School, including academic All-State this year. Cydney has not only been focusing on Texas State, but on excelling once she arrives in San Marcos.
I knew I wanted to focus on my academics. My goal is to graduate magna cum laude.
That laser-sharp goal wasn't always so singularly honed in, especially considering Cyd's natural tennis ability. Though she didn't pick up a racket until she was about 11, just a couple of years later, Cydney found herself on the Buffalo's varsity squad as a freshman.
I remember when I first got picked, I was in my 8th grade year, and my coach that also coaches for Clemens, he was like, I'm going to pick you. You're going to need a uniform. I'm like, oh my gosh, I made the team and I'm already an 8th grader. I was like, whoa. So yeah, it was a little bit intimidating going in because I know all the juniors and seniors are like, well, you know, I'm not going to let a freshman beat me. And I actually ended up beating some of the juniors. And so it was a little bit intimidating. I didn't get to go to every tournament because, you know, sometimes the coach gets the seniors to go. But I went to a lot of tournaments, and I remember I was just winning off the bat, and it was an amazing opportunity.
And an opportunity she made the most of. A 2-time district champ at Clemens, Cyd was looking for more when the spring season got cut short by the pandemic.
It would be great to come back after all this and still be able to play tennis. But yeah, I did have those negative thoughts of, wow, what if I don't get to walk the stage? Or what if I don't get to continue my win streak as a senior? That's my biggest thing, is to win as a senior and get all these trophies in place. And so I did have those negative thoughts, but I kept myself positive by just praying and going out and still practicing and talking to my mom every morning because I knew she was going to be watching over me. No matter what happened, I was going to be okay.
Easy to see why Cydney's teammates chose her as co-captain. A journey that started as a way to differentiate herself from her older brother and sister who played football and basketball respectively. Takes the next step this coming Tuesday, June 30th, with Cyd and her Clemens classmates set to cap their high school careers.
I look at it as my prayers have been answered. I didn't care if we were just driving and picking up our diploma. I just knew that I wanted to be able to put on that cap and gown and go out and receive my diploma and just have that memory of that day. And so the fact that we're actually going to be able to walk the field, it's going to be outside graduation, we're going to be able to walk the field, and I'm going to be able to see my family, my 4 guests up there watching me, and I know my mom's watching me above. That's all I could ask for. So I'm really happy about this.
Sports Tonight congratulates you, Cydney Vaughn. We're excited about what your future holds, and we're proud to shine our senior spotlight on you.
This is an amazing opportunity. I am so grateful to be nominated and have this opportunity to be putting my story out there. I don't really talk to many people about how my mom passed away. I just use it as my passion to keep going. But this spotlight is an amazing opportunity, and I'm so happy that I was chosen.
We thank Cydney for sharing her story with us. If you'd like to nominate a deserving senior, outgoing senior that is, high school or college, you can do so here at sportstonight.com by clicking on the Senior Spotlight tab. At the bottom, you're going to be able to enter a submission.